While the world's automotive giants were busy chasing headlines with million-dollar supercars and complex gasoline engines, a quiet revolution was brewing in the heart of China. For the past 2 years, one electric vehicle has been shaking the foundations of the global market, not with loud promises or flashy celebrity endorsements, but with a clinical, impactful entry that no one saw coming. Priced at a staggering $15,000, this car didn't just enter the market, it redefined it. It became the definitive choice for people who demanded a reliable, fully electric vehicle without the luxury tax usually associated with EVs. This is the story of the Baojun Cloud, a car that proved simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Imagine a world where major brands dismissed affordable EVs as a distant dream, yet this car was already hitting the roads by the thousands. It wasn't built for the red carpet. It was built for the driveway of the middle-class family. It was built for necessity, for the daily commute, and for those who wanted to embrace the future without breaking the bank. The Baojun Cloud's greatest strength lies in its refusal to be extra. There is no unnecessary technology or confusing design language here. Instead, the moment you step inside, you realize you are sitting in the middle of a masterfully thought-out plan. Every feature, every curve, and every interface is placed exactly where it needs to be. This is why the Baojun Cloud has transcended being just a cheap car in China. It has become a cultural trend, a symbol of smart consumption. But as the price hovers between $13,000 and $17,000, a massive question arises. How is this car managing to perform so well against the giants? Is there a hidden secret within its engineering that is troubling the world's biggest EV brands? Is this why even titans like BYD are suddenly facing the toughest competition of their lives in their own backyard? Stick with us because we are about to peel back the layers of this mystery. To truly understand the phenomenon of the Baojun Cloud, we must first look at the DNA of the company behind it. This car didn't just appear out of thin air. It is the result of a calculated, deep-dive understanding of the world's largest car market, China. This market is a beast of many faces, ranging from ultra-luxury buyers to millions of everyday citizens who just need a practical way to get from point A to point B. This is where the story of SHOCKS begins. This isn't just a car manufacturer. It is a company that listens to the heartbeat of the people. While other brands were chasing high profit margins and premium branding, SHOCKS focused on the true backbone of the market: the middle class, the commuters in smaller towns, and the families in Tier 2 cities. Their reach is legendary, stretching from the neon lights of Shanghai to the quietest rural villages. If you need proof of their power, you only need to hear one name: the Wuling Mini EV. That tiny car changed the world's perception of electric mobility by taking it from a rich man's toy to an accessible tool for the common man. It proved that if the price is right and the needs are met, people will abandon gasoline in a heartbeat. The success of millions of units sold gave the company the ultimate confidence to take the next step: the Baojun brand. Under this banner, the Cloud was born. The Baojun Cloud is not an experiment or a trend chaser. It was designed to fill a massive void in the market, a gap where people wanted a full-sized EV experience without the compromise of space, comfort, or a massive price tag. It was built for the father dropping his kids at school and the professional driving to the office, seeking a relaxing experience rather than a stressful one. The name Cloud was chosen deliberately: light, calm, and moving silently through the world. It represents a philosophy of use over show. You won't find aggressive lines that get boring after a month. Everything here is kept soft. The philosophy behind the Baojun Cloud is straightforward: a car designed for use, not just for show. You won't find the aggressive design that grabs attention at first glance but becomes tiresome after a few months. Everything here is kept soft: the design, the ride, and the driving experience. The company knew that middle-class buyers look for value more than flashy features. They want low running costs, ample space, low maintenance, and reliable technology. The Baojun Cloud emerged as the perfect answer to these specific needs. The biggest strength behind this car is that its manufacturer already understands how people think in China. Buying an EV here isn't just about saving the environment. It's about affordability and practicality. SHOCKS has a massive market share precisely because it launches products based on needs in every segment, not just relying on brand image. The Baojun Cloud is the crown jewel of that philosophy. This car doesn't claim to be the fastest or the most futuristic, but it says, "I will make your life easier." Now, let's talk about the price game and how a high-quality EV became possible at just $15,000. When people first heard that a fully electric car like the Baojun Cloud was available for between $13,000 and $17,000, most couldn't believe it. The reason is clear. In most countries around the world, you can only get basic petrol or CNG cars at this price point. When it comes to EVs, people usually think of expensive batteries and high costs. But the Baojun Cloud completely shattered this perception. This car is living proof that with the right planning, EVs can be both affordable and sustainable. This wasn't achieved through a magic trick, but through smart decisions. First, the manufacturing method. The Cloud is made in China where the entire supply chain is already in place. From batteries to motors, everything is sourced locally, saving massive import costs. Second is the power of scale. When you produce millions of cars on the same platform, the cost per unit drops significantly. The Baojun Cloud is not a niche product. It is a car for the masses. The company knew that if EVs were to truly become mainstream, they had to be manufactured in large numbers to bring the price down. If we compare it to other companies, the difference is night and day. Around this same $15,000 price point, many brands offer petrol cars with all the added costs of engines, gearboxes, and fuel systems. The Baojun Cloud, however, has no engine oil to change, no clutch to burn out, and no gear-shifting hassles. This means that even after the purchase, the costs remain incredibly low. The company didn't just focus on the showroom price. They considered the total cost of ownership over 5 years. This is why the car doesn't just look affordable, it stays inexpensive. Now, let's look at the design and size, where the Cloud once again chooses a different path. Many modern cars are designed to look futuristic, but they end up being completely impractical. They have low seating positions, limited headroom, and cramped seats just for the sake of style. The Baojun Cloud ignored this trend. Its design is sensible. From the outside, it looks simple and clean without unnecessary sharp cuts or aggressive lines. The advantage? The car doesn't feel outdated after a year. The moment you sit inside, its true purpose becomes clear. The cabin space is designed so that 5 people can sit comfortably without feeling cramped. The seats are soft and supportive, ensuring comfort during the daily grind. Importantly, there is ample legroom for rear seat passengers, which is rare in this segment. This car wasn't built for solo racers. It was built for the family. Even the boot space reflects this. It's large enough to easily fit a week's worth of groceries, school bags, or travel luggage. These are the details that might not look flashy in a brochure, but they are incredibly useful in everyday life. This car shines not in the showroom, but on the road, where its true value is felt every single day. As we conclude this first chapter, one thing is certain. The Baojun Cloud has mastered the art of being just enough. It doesn't overpromise, but it overdelivers on the things that actually matter to a real human being living a real life. It has tapped into a psychological goldmine, the desire for a stress-free, economical, and spacious vehicle that doesn't feel like a compromise. But this is only the beginning of the story. While the price and the design have opened the doors, what lies beneath the surface is what truly keeps the competition awake at night. The real game changer isn't the price tag or the soft seats. It's the heart of the machine. How can a car this cheap offer a battery that is safe, long-lasting, and reliable? How does it manage to avoid the common pitfalls of cheap electric vehicles, like overheating or rapid degradation? In the next part, we will dive deep into the secret weapon of the Baojun Cloud, its battery technology. We will explore why this specific engineering choice is causing a massive headache for giants like BYD and how it is redefining the safety standards of budget EVs. If you think you've seen everything this car has to offer, wait until you see what's happening under the floorboards. The battle for the future of the middle-class EV is just heating up, and the Cloud is leading the charge with a technology that is as stable as it is affordable. Don't go anywhere because the real technical breakdown is coming up next. And it might just change the way you look at electric cars forever. We are about to uncover why this car isn't just a bargain. It's a warning shot to the entire industry. This is the power of the Baojun cloud, and the storm is just starting to gather. Stay tuned for part 2, where the cloud meets the competition head-on. The real game changer is finally here, the battery technology. By now, one question must be lingering in your mind after seeing the Baojun cloud. How does such an affordable EV manage to be so good? Because the truth is, the real heart of any electric car is its battery. Design, features, and screens are all secondary. If the battery is weak, unsafe, or prone to rapid failure, the entire EV becomes a useless piece of metal. And this is where the Baojun cloud truly turns the tables on its competitors. Initially, the company didn't make much noise. There were no big claims or heavy marketing words like next-gen revolution. But as people started using the car, it gradually became clear that its greatest strength is its lithium iron phosphate, or LFP battery. The name might sound technical, but this is what makes it affordable, safe, and incredibly long-lasting. The biggest advantage of LFP batteries is their chemical stability. These batteries don't overheat easily and remain stable even in extreme weather conditions. While other lithium-ion batteries carry a higher risk of thermal runaway, LFP batteries are considered the gold standard for safety. This is why in a country like China, where the number of EVs is the highest in the world, both the government and consumers trust this specific technology. Choosing LFP for the Baojun cloud meant sacrificing a bit of racing performance, but it meant never compromising on reliability. LFP batteries don't use expensive materials like cobalt and nickel, which are the main drivers of high EV prices. The Baojun cloud's battery uses iron-based chemistry, which is both inexpensive and readily available. This directly impacted the car's price tag. When the battery is cheaper to produce, the entire car becomes accessible to the middle class. And that's how a full-sized EV around $15,000 became a reality instead of a dream. But being cheap isn't enough. The real question is, does this battery last? The answer is a resounding yes. LFP batteries have a superior cycle life, meaning you can charge and discharge them thousands of times without significant capacity loss. While some expensive EVs start showing noticeable range drops after just 4 or 5 years, LFP batteries degrade much more slowly. The Baojun cloud is designed to provide consistent performance for a decade, even with heavy daily use. Now, let's talk about the fear that keeps many people away from EVs: fire risk. The battery chemistry used in the cloud inherently helps prevent thermal runaway. This means that even if the battery temperature rises due to external factors, it won't suddenly explode. In addition, the company has kept the battery management system simple yet highly reliable. Instead of overly complex electronics that can glitch, the focus is on stable monitoring and protection. This is why very few fire incidents have ever been reported for this model. Another important question: does a cheaper battery mean weak performance? Not at all. The Baojun cloud surprises here too. While it's not built for drag racing, it is absolutely perfect for daily driving. It offers smooth acceleration, steady power delivery, and a stress-free experience in heavy traffic. The company knew that the typical buyer doesn't need to win races. They need to get to the office, drop the kids at school, and return home without any tension. In terms of charging, the LFP battery proves its practicality again. You can charge it to 100% every day without worrying about long-term health, unlike other chemistries that recommend only charging to 80%. This gives the driver more usable range on a daily basis. The Baojun cloud's battery isn't based on future promises. It's built for today's reality. Safe, stable, and predictable, these 3 words define this machine. Now, let's step inside, because if the exterior attracts you, the interior will make you want to stay. The inner world of the Baojun cloud is where the concept of cloud truly comes to life. It is built for living, not just for looking at. The interior may not look like a spaceship, but its impact is felt after just a few minutes of sitting inside. The first thing you notice is the wide, skyline dashboard. Everything feels open and spacious, with no feeling of clutter or pressure. The height and width are designed so the driver has a perfect view of the road without straining. The screen placement is also a stroke of genius. It sits at eye level, providing all necessary info without being a distraction. The 15.6-inch central screen is powered by Ling OS 2.0, providing a smooth touch response without unnecessary complexity. You don't need to dig through 5 menus just to change the air conditioning or the volume. This simplicity is a lifesaver on long drives. Speaking of comfort, the seats are the stars of the show. Known as cloud sofas, they aren't hard or overly sporty. They have a unique softness that supports the body perfectly, reducing pressure on the back and shoulders. This is a massive plus for families. In the back, 4 or even 5 people can sit without feeling like they are in a sardine can. Headroom and legroom are surprisingly generous for a car of this size. But the silence is what truly surprises people. Because it's electric, there's no engine vibration, but the company went further by adding 24 optimized acoustic packages to keep road noise out. In city traffic, the cabin feels like a private sanctuary. You focus on your music or your conversation, not the chaos outside. This is why many owners say that driving the Cloud actually keeps their stress levels down during the morning rush. When we talk about real-life usage, we have to talk about range and the charging anxiety that haunts EV owners. The Baojun Cloud offers 2 battery options, a 37.9 kilowatt-hour pack for a 360 kilometers range, and a 50.6 kilowatt-hour pack for a 460 kilometers range. While these numbers are under ideal conditions, the Cloud's real-world performance is remarkably consistent. For daily commutes with the AC blasting, this car handles the task without any drama. You don't leave home wondering if you'll make it back. It's a tool for the daily office run, the market trips, and the school drops. Even with the AC on, the range doesn't plummet because the power delivery is so well controlled. This is where the Smart EV label comes from. Charging is equally practical. You don't need a $1 million charging station at home. The Cloud can be charged from a normal home socket, fitting perfectly into an overnight routine. Plug it in at 9 p.m., and by 7 a.m., you have a full tank ready to go. No special wiring, no expensive upgrades. If you are in a rush, the DC fast charging option can take the battery from 30% to 80% in just 30 minutes. This makes it viable for those occasional longer trips between cities. But the brilliance of the company was in assuming that most people will charge at home. They made the car independent of the massive, expensive infrastructure that still limits other EVs. The Baojun Cloud doesn't demand that you change your life to fit the car. It fits itself into your life. It's the ultimate plug-and-play vehicle. Whether you are a first-time EV buyer or a tech enthusiast, the experience is designed to be seamless. No complex jargon, no hidden maintenance costs, just a car that works when you need it. This combination of battery safety, interior comfort, and charging ease is exactly what the middle class has been waiting for. As we wrap up this deep dive into the technology and comfort of the Baojun Cloud, we are left with one final massive question. How is this simple, affordable car putting so much pressure on a giant like BYD? You see, BYD is not just any company. They are the kings of the EV world, with their own Blade battery and a massive global presence. Yet, the Baojun Cloud has forced them to look over their shoulders. The battle isn't about who has the most screens or the fastest 0 to 60 time. It's about price versus value. The Cloud strikes precisely where the buyer is most sensitive: the wallet. It doesn't promise to be the most advanced machine on earth. It promises to fulfill your needs without a massive loan. This realization is causing a shift in the entire industry. The Cloud effect is real, and it's attracting buyers who were previously looking at BYD's entry-level models. When a customer stands in a showroom and sees a car that does 90% of what a BYD does but costs significantly less, the choice becomes clear. This pressure is changing the mindset of every manufacturer in China. In the final part of our story, we will explore this David versus Goliath battle. We will look at why young families are flocking to Baojun and how this car is changing the brand versus reality game. Is the era of the premium EV coming to an end? And are we entering the age of the practical EV? We will also look at the future of the Baojun brand and whether this Cloud will soon spread to markets outside of China. If you've enjoyed this technical and interior breakdown, make sure to stay for the conclusion. The final piece of the puzzle is about to fall into place, and it reveals the true future of global mobility. The storm isn't coming. It's already here, and it's shaped like a cloud. Now we reach the ultimate question. How is a simple, affordable EV like the Baojun Cloud putting massive pressure on a global giant like BYD? To be fair, BYD is not a small or weak player. They are currently considered one of the most powerful EV companies in the world. They have their own proprietary blade battery technology, a completely integrated supply chain, and models that cover every single price segment. Yet, the rapid success of the Baojun Cloud has forced BYD's leadership to pause and rethink their strategy. The reason is a classic case of price versus value. Most of BYD's EVs are technically superior and packed with futuristic features, but for the rising middle class, the price tag often remains a significant stretch. This is where the Baojun Cloud strikes, right where the buyer's budget is most sensitive. It doesn't claim to be the most advanced machine on the planet. Instead, it tells the consumer, "I will fulfill 100% of your daily needs without drowning you in debt." This pressure is real because the cloud has started siphoning away buyers who were previously looking at BYD's entry-level models. When a customer stands in a showroom and sees a car that provides almost the same daily utility for nearly $5,000 to $7,000 less, the logical decision becomes easy. This is the real battle happening in China's streets today. A shift from who has the newest tech to who understands real human needs. The Baojun Cloud isn't selling a dream of the year 2050. It's selling a practical solution for Monday morning traffic. And that is a threat that even a titan like BYD cannot ignore. It's a game of chess where the affordable king is checking the premium master. Why is this car moving off the lot so fast? The answer lies in the brutal pragmatism of the modern Chinese buyer. Consumers there have become incredibly savvy. They care far more about how